Welcome back. Just like we mentioned, that we're headed to Rivers. Rivers is a Rivers of trouble. One day, one drama. It's always interesting. But again, even much more dramatic is the fact that we have two protests within the space of 5 days. One protest in favor of the return of Asim, and the second just almost opposite, the support of the sub-administrator of Rivers State. We have joining us all the way from Rivers, a constitutional lawyer and civil rights activist, convener, Lawyers Without Borders, Port Harcourt, Asim Adams. Asim, many thanks for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you, everybody.
I'm very well, thank you. So, two protests within 5 days. How do you react to these developments? Whose side are you on? What side are you on?
Well, for me, it's democracy in action. When I say democracy in action, it's the fact that every Nigerian under our constitution has the right to his own opinion. Opinion on economic matters, opinion on political matters, even opinion on what's happening in Rivers State. There are those who are in support of the state of emergency. There are those who are not in support of the state of emergency. But you cannot criminalize any of these opinions, head any of them. So what I saw is that it is democracy in action. Now, democracy lays to the rule of law is what we are talking about now. And had we enthroned rule of law, it is only when the courts have interpreted, that what the sole administratorship in Rivers State is not legal or is illegal, that we can now begin to criminalize if people begin to protest against that particular order. But right now, everything seems to be in good faith, and everybody has the right to his opinion. And talking about which side of the divide I belong to that side, Rivers people who want peace and good governance for the people of Rivers State. I do not belong to that side of those who are for or against, the imposition of a state of emergency in Rivers State. But I want the good for Rivers people and peace in Rivers State. That is just where I belong.
And speaking of this issue regarding peace, I mean, how peaceful is Rivers State right now, especially as it concerns the new government taking actions that many people see as unconstitutional? First is the appointments of sole administrators in local government areas, and we've also seen him, do other things like, administer over a budget and also making some appointments in several institutions across, the state. Is that bringing peace to Rivers State? I mean, is that one of the mandates of this particular administration by the presidency?
You see, the issue of how peaceful is Rivers State is that there is economic peace in Rivers State. There is social peace in Rivers State. There is religious peace in Rivers State. But the only area we don't have peace is the political peace. And when I talk about the political peace is that the people who have caused this, or foisted this on the people are the politicians. Whether you like it or not, the political class are the ones that have foisted this on the Rivers people, the innocent Rivers people. Why am I saying this? The governor that was removed is a politician. The president that imposed a state of emergency in Rivers is a politician. The other man who they said is the FCT minister that is on the other side of the divide is a politician. So what they normally do is that the politicians and the political class manipulate those of us many of us are very ignorant. They manipulate us, to suit whims and caprices. They manipulate innocent and majority people in River State to begin to hate themselves because of the political class. That is very wrong, but this has not enthroned good governance. But if you look at where I'm working from today, I'm at peace with my neighbor. I am at peace with people I meet on the streets. Economically, I buy things. I don't have problem with the trader that I go buy things from the market. On the social level, I still hobnob with my friends in the evenings. We don't have any problem. But where you see people having arguments now is with the political arena and peace. That is why we now know Sifua's supporter is yes to weak supporter. So this has created a divide and gulf that is creating and heating up the system. The president is a political class man. They knew how and why they had to impose the state of emergency.
Okay, so we're speaking about River States completely. I mean, there are persons who have spoken about, going to court, stopping the River State's sole administrator from doing a whole lot of things. I don't know if in any way, with what the president have done, administering the state using a sole administrator, is he subservient to the Nigerian courts as it stands? Because if you have installed a sole administrator in a state, it means he's ruling by fiat. He can stand up and do anything because it's military, just like they do. I mean, do you think he would be in any way respect any courts that asked him maybe to come? Does he enjoy immunity like governors who are elected?
You see, the point is state of emergency, it has been declared. Some parts of the Nigerian constitution are suspended. Section 39, 40, 41, etc. are suspended. The moment a sole administrator is appointed. The sole administrator is also acting like a military government within a civilian government, which means what we are operating right now is a diarchy. A diarchy is where the civilians and soldiers form a government and rule. That is what is happening in River State right now. Now, the sole administrator, whether he is subservient to the rule of law and our constitution, of course, yes. Because even as a military officer, he owes Nigeria, the right to respect the constitution. And he owes Nigerians the right. They were turning out judgments and orders. It is now left for them whether to obey or not to obey. But that does not stop the judiciary from functioning. So a sole administrator at this point in time is subservient to the constitution, even though it's not known. That particular office is not known to our constitution. There is nothing like a sole administratorship in the 1999 constitution. So it is an aberration. By practice and precedent, Nigeria politicians and presidents, have adhered and upheld the issue of sole administratorship in the states. It started in 1962. Then Obasanjo in his era, resurrected the issue of this particular sole administratorship. So that has become the precedent. But under our laws, there is nothing like that. We do not have position or provision for this kind of contraption we have in River State today. There is none in existence in our constitution. So it's a political mechanical work that was put in place by politicians. The reason is for them to serve their personal gains or political situations and gains. That is what we have in River State today.